Have you ever wondered which Honda transmission actually lasts the longest? Most people think the engine determines how long a Honda will last, but many experienced mechanics will tell you the transmission can matter just as much. So in today's video, we're comparing 3 Honda transmissions to see which one really holds up best after 200,000 miles, looking at long-term reliability, repair costs, maintenance demands, and the likelihood of still running on its original transmission. Most people judge a Honda by its engine. It's usually the first thing buyers ask about, and for good reason. A dependable engine can keep a car on the road for years. But there's another major component that often decides whether long-term ownership stays affordable or suddenly becomes very expensive: the transmission. Over the years, Honda has built everything from traditional automatics and manual gearboxes to the CVTs found in many of its modern vehicles. Each one was designed with a different purpose, and each has built a very different reputation among owners, mechanics, and enthusiasts. But once a Honda reaches 200,000 miles, when the warranty is long gone and years of real-world driving have taken their toll, which transmission actually holds up the best? And does its reputation really match what owners experience over the long run? To answer that, we're comparing 3 of Honda's most common transmission types: the CVT, the traditional automatic, and the manual. We'll explore how each one ages over time, what long-term owners and repair specialists consistently report, how maintenance changes the outcome, and which design makes the most sense if you're planning to keep your Honda for years instead of trading it in after a few payments. Now, we all know that the CVT probably receives more criticism than any other Honda transmission. But does it actually deserve that reputation, or is there much more to the story? The short answer is no, at least not entirely. Honda's CVT has earned both praise and criticism over the years, and the truth lies somewhere in the middle. For many drivers, it's been a smooth, efficient transmission that delivers years of reliable daily use. For others, especially those who experienced early issues or neglected maintenance, it's become the reason they hesitate to buy another CVT. That difference in experience is exactly why Honda's continuously variable transmission remains one of the most debated parts of the company's modern lineup. Honda didn't adopt the CVT simply to replace the traditional automatic. The goal was to improve fuel economy while creating a smoother driving experience. Instead of shifting through fixed gears, a CVT continuously adjusts its gear ratio using a pulley system connected by a steel belt. This allows the engine to stay closer to its most efficient operating range, helping reduce unnecessary fuel consumption while delivering seamless acceleration without the noticeable gear changes found in conventional automatics. That combination made the CVT a natural fit for vehicles designed around efficiency and everyday comfort. Today, it's found in many of Honda's most popular models, including the Civic, Accord, CR-V, and HR-V, where smooth operation and fuel economy are often higher priorities than outright performance. So, if Honda's CVT was designed to improve efficiency and everyday driving, why has it developed such a mixed reputation among owners? Well, part of that reputation comes from the CVT industry as a whole rather than Honda alone. Early continuously variable transmissions from several manufacturers developed a reputation for premature failures and an unusual driving feel that many owners described as the rubber band effect, where engine speed rises before the vehicle catches up. That left many buyers skeptical of the technology long before they ever drove a Honda equipped with one. However, Honda's design isn't identical to many of those earlier systems. Its CVTs use durable steel belt components, and many models also incorporate a torque converter to help absorb the stress of pulling away from a stop. That helps reduce some of the load placed on the belt during low-speed driving and contributes to the smoother feel many owners notice in everyday traffic. Still, that doesn't mean Honda's CVT has been completely free of problems. In 2015, Honda recalled certain 2014 and 2015 Civic and Fit models after discovering that a software issue, combined with improperly hardened pulley shafts in some vehicles, could place excessive stress on internal components. Dealers addressed the problem with a software update designed to reduce hydraulic pressure under those conditions. Some owners of 2018 through 2021 Accord 1.5-liter turbo models also reported a noticeable shudder during low-speed acceleration. Honda later addressed the issue with technical service bulletins that included updated software and transmission fluid service procedures, with additional repairs recommended when necessary. These issues were significant for affected owners, but they also led to engineering updates rather than defining every Honda CVT built afterward. Like any transmission, a CVT's lifespan depends on more than its design alone. Driving conditions, operating temperatures, and the way the vehicle is maintained all play an important role in how it ages. Many well-maintained Honda CVTs have comfortably surpassed 150,000 miles, and some owners have gone well beyond 200,000 miles. Others haven't been as fortunate, which is exactly why the maintenance side of the story deserves just as much attention as the engineering itself. But if the CVT depends so heavily on maintenance, does Honda's traditional automatic age any better? Before we compare Honda's traditional automatic, we've got something that many owners find useful. Our Honda Longevity Blueprint is a complete buying and maintenance guide packed with engine discussions, maintenance advice, and practical tips to help owners better understand and care for their vehicles. If you'd like to check it out, you'll find it linked in the description. Now, let's get back to the comparison. In many ways, yes. Before CVTs became common across much of Honda's lineup, the company relied on conventional automatic transmissions for decades. Rather than purchasing standard designs from other manufacturers, Honda spent years developing many of its own automatics, gradually refining them through multiple generations. The older 5-speed and 6-speed automatics used a unique parallel shaft design that differed from the planetary gear systems found in many competing vehicles. While the early 5-speed earned a solid reputation in many 4-cylinder models, some versions paired with higher torque V6 engines experienced overheating and premature clutch wear. Honda addressed many of those concerns with the later 6-speed automatic, which delivered smoother operation and improved durability while becoming one of the company's more dependable traditional transmissions. However, as fuel economy standards became stricter and drivers expected more performance without sacrificing efficiency, could Honda's in-house design continue to evolve, or was it time for a different approach? That question led Honda to adopt the ZF 9-speed automatic in several larger vehicles, including certain Pilot, Odyssey, Passport, and Acura models. On paper, it offered more gear ratios and better efficiency. In real-world driving, however, owner experiences were mixed. Some drivers praised its highway performance, while others reported hesitation during acceleration or inconsistent low-speed shifting. Those concerns didn't affect every vehicle, but they were common enough that Honda eventually began replacing the ZF unit in several models with its own 10-speed automatic. Honda's 10-speed represented a return to in-house engineering and was designed to deliver smoother shifts, stronger performance, and improved efficiency without many of the characteristics owners had criticized in the earlier transmission. It has generally earned a stronger reputation, particularly in models equipped with Honda's larger engines. Compared with a CVT, a traditional automatic is often considered more forgiving when maintenance isn't perfectly timed. Its design is also familiar territory for many independent transmission shops, making diagnosis and repairs more straightforward in many situations. That doesn't make it simple, though. Modern automatics remain highly sophisticated pieces of engineering with complex hydraulic and electronic systems that still require the correct fluid and regular servicing to perform at their best. Which brings us to the transmission that surprised enthusiasts long before we started comparing them: the manual gearbox. Manual transmissions have become increasingly rare. Most new Honda buyers now choose a CVT or a traditional automatic simply because they're easier to live with in everyday traffic. But when people start talking about a Honda that can survive hundreds of thousands of miles, the manual gearbox almost always enters the conversation. One reason is its simple design. A manual transmission doesn't use a steel belt like a CVT, and it doesn't rely on a complex valve body, electronic solenoids, or high-pressure hydraulic controls like an automatic. At its core, it's a set of interlocking metal gears operating in a bath of gear oil. Fewer complicated parts usually mean fewer things that can wear out or fail over time. It's also important to separate the transmission from the clutch. The clutch is a normal wear item, just like brake pads. Depending on how the car is driven, it may eventually need replacing. That doesn't mean the transmission itself has failed. In many cases, the original gearbox continues working perfectly long after a new clutch has been installed. Still, if manual transmissions are known for lasting so long, Why did some older Honda models earn complaints about gearbox problems? Like every design, Honda manuals weren't perfect. Some mid-2000s models, especially certain Civic Si versions, developed synchronizer issues that could cause gear grinding or even make third gear pop back out under acceleration. Then, Honda addressed those problems in later generations with stronger synchronizers, updated transmission fluid, and improvements to the shifting mechanism. Those refinements helped strengthen the reputation Honda manuals enjoy today. Cars like the Civic Si and Civic Type R are still praised for their precise mechanical shift feel and long-term durability. Even as manuals become harder to find, many enthusiasts continue searching for them because they offer direct control, straightforward maintenance, and a driving experience that's difficult to replace. Of course, choosing the best transmission isn't only about which design is the simplest. When owners start reaching 200,000 miles and beyond, another pattern begins to appear. And that's where things get really interesting. Across the CVT, the traditional automatic and the manual, one factor kept showing up again and again, and it often mattered more than the transmission itself. Before we get into the biggest factor affecting every Honda transmission, take a second to subscribe and share the channel if you're enjoying the video. Now, let's look at the one thing that often matters even more than the transmission itself. After looking at all three transmission types, one thing becomes pretty clear. Owners often blame the transmission when something goes wrong, but the maintenance history usually tells a much bigger part of the story. One of the biggest mistakes is believing transmission fluid lasts forever. In reality, Honda's maintenance minder system does recommend transmission fluid service, but many owners still delay or overlook it. Each Honda transmission also has different maintenance needs. A CVT depends on the correct fluid because it's designed around very specific friction properties. Earlier Honda CVTs used HMMF, while most modern models specify HCF2 fluid. Using the correct fluid is essential for proper operation and long-term durability. On the other hand, traditional automatics also require the proper Honda fluid to keep hydraulic systems and clutch packs working smoothly. And manual transmissions are the simplest of the three, but they still rely on the correct manual transmission fluid to protect gears and synchronizers over the long term. So what happens when driving conditions get tougher? That's where the differences become even more noticeable. Heat, heavy stop-and-go traffic, and towing put extra stress on every transmission, but not equally. A CVT is generally the most sensitive because its belt and pulleys depend heavily on healthy fluid. Traditional automatics usually tolerate neglect a little better, although worn fluid can still lead to rough shifting and increased wear. Manuals are often the most forgiving, but they're not maintenance-free. Old fluid and aggressive driving can still shorten clutch life and gradually wear internal components. Looking across all three designs, one pattern keeps appearing. Maintenance habits often matter more than the badge on the transmission. Even a well-designed gearbox can wear out early if it's neglected, while a properly maintained one can continue performing well for years. Even so, reliability is only part of the story. For most owners, the real question is how those differences affect ownership costs over the long run. First of all, two transmissions might both reach 200,000 miles, but the bill for keeping them on the road can look very different. A manual transmission usually has the lowest repair costs. The clutch is expected to wear over time, but replacing it is considered normal maintenance and is usually far less expensive than replacing an entire transmission. The gearbox itself often keeps going for many more miles after a new clutch is installed. Traditional automatics generally fall somewhere in the middle. Smaller problems can sometimes be repaired without replacing the entire unit, although major internal damage can still become expensive. A CVT is usually the costliest when something goes seriously wrong. Because many internal components aren't commonly repaired on their own, replacing the complete transmission is often the recommended solution. The used market reflects these differences as well. A Honda with a manual transmission is often attractive to enthusiasts because manuals have become increasingly rare. A CVT, on the other hand, depends much more on its service history. That's why buyers are usually far more confident when they see regular fluid changes and proper maintenance records than when they simply see low mileage. So after looking at reliability, maintenance, repair costs, and long-term ownership, which transmission actually comes out on top? The answer depends on what you expect from your Honda. If you want the best fuel economy and a smooth, comfortable daily commute, the CVT is a strong choice, as long as you're willing to stay on top of maintenance. If you prefer something more familiar that balances durability with everyday convenience, Honda's traditional automatic remains a solid middle ground. And if long-term durability, mechanical simplicity, and lower ownership costs matter most, the manual transmission still stands out. It requires more driver involvement, but rewards that extra engagement with one of the simplest and longest-lasting transmission designs Honda has built. Basically, no single transmission is perfect for everyone, and that's probably the biggest takeaway from this comparison. The right choice depends on how you drive, how well you maintain your vehicle, and how long you plan to keep it. The biggest surprise wasn't that the manual finished first in terms of simplicity and durability, it was just how much proper maintenance changed the outcome for the other two. So, you tell me, which Honda transmission would you trust to reach 200,000 miles? And did anything in this comparison change your opinion? Let us know in the comments below. Before you go, if you're looking for a complete buying and maintenance guide, be sure to check out our Honda Longevity Blueprint linked in the description. It covers engine discussions, maintenance advice, buying tips, and plenty of practical information to help owners make smarter decisions and keep their vehicles running their best. Also, if you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who's shopping for a Honda. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.